Welcome to another episode of Book It and Cook It from the South Whitley Community Public Library. Today we're going to learn how to make Italian Easter bread. It's braided and it has an Easter egg in the middle. And I got this recipe from Jessica Gavin on Instagram. So thank you, Jessica. I'm going to go through the ingredients and then we'll come back a little bit later and show you how this is put together. So we have 1 1/4 cups of milk, a third of a cup of unsalted butter cut into chunks, 2 1/2 teaspoons of yeast, but it's just a packet of yeast, and it's the rapid rise yeast. That way you'll be able to get done quicker. You can use the regular yeast, but it'll take a little bit longer to rise. And then we have 1/8 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of sugar, just regular granulated sugar, and 4 1/2 cups of flour and 2 eggs that are beaten. And Easter eggs that have been dyed, we dyed them raw ahead of time, and then they're going to bake in the oven along with the bread. So I'll come back in a few minutes and show you how it's put together. So at this point, I've had it in the mixer for about 15 minutes and it's been kneading together, and we're going to knead it here on the board for another 3 or 4 minutes. And I've added probably a 1/4 cup of flour or so. You might have to add more. I had to add more to the bowl than the 4 cups. So altogether, I probably have added 5 cups of flour to this at this point. Sometimes you have to add more, sometimes you don't have to add all of it. It depends on the weather a lot. Humidity in the air. Today it's about 60 degrees outside. So that has something to do with it too. So you're gonna knead this, and then you're gonna shape it in a ball. But it's still a little sticky, as you can see. It's sticking to the board. So I'm gonna add a little more flour. And like I said, you're gonna knead it about 4 minutes or so. 5 minutes wouldn't hurt it. And you just push with the heel of your hand, pull it up, turn it, and push. Pull up, turn, and push. Until it isn't sticky any longer and it has a good elasticity to it. We're going to divide it into 6 pieces, and then we're going to shape those into ropes and braid them together, and then it'll make 3 rings that we're going to put our Easter eggs into. So we'll go ahead and do that. See if I can get 6 even pieces here. And the eggs are still raw. Yeah, our eggs are still raw, so they're going to bake in the oven along with the bread. 4. See if these are even. I don't know. So you're going to roll them into about 1 inch wide and about 14 inches long. I just put a little flour down on the counter so they didn't stick. So I just do this, keep stretching it out and turning it. They're not going to be evenly perfectly round ropes. And you could make these into smaller ropes, into smaller little braids, and make individual ones. These are going to make a little bit bigger ones. So we'll get one done here, and I'll show you how to do this, and then we'll come back and I'll have the other ones finished, ready to go in the oven. So you're going to start at one end, make sure they're kind of both the same length here. You're going to pinch them together, and then you're just going to twist one over the top of the other to form a braid. Just like that, and then pinch the other end together and then put it in a circle. And you can kind of braid the ends together if you want. So if you don't want to see the end of it, you can kind of braid them so they're braided together as well. And then you're going to put this on a parchment lined cookie sheet, or I have a Saucepan baking mat here, so you don't need the parchment. up here and put it back together. It came apart. So you're going to do this with the other pieces of dough, and then your Easter egg, which is raw, goes in the center. So when your bread bakes, your egg will also bake, and it'll become hard-boiled and able to be eaten. So we'll come back in a little bit and show you what they look like before they go in the oven. Okay, so we've had the bread rising for about an hour, and I went ahead and separated it into 4. The recipe says it makes 3, but I separated it and made 4. And I've got the egg in the middle, and we're gonna put an egg wash on these, and it says to bake 1 tray at a time for 15 to 18 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. 1 tray at a time, 15 to 18 minutes, and then we'll see what our finished product looks like and see what they taste like. Our bread is done. It baked in the oven for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. And as you can see, they're lovely golden brown and the eggs are cooked. So now we're gonna tear a piece off here and see how fluffy that is in the center. It's from all the kneading that we did and the machine did. So now we'll taste it, see what it tastes like. That's really good. I hope you'll enjoy it, and we'll have the recipe in the comment section, in the description section of the bottom of the video. Have a good day.